Happy Monday, Pink Fresh friends, and welcome to our December 2023 release intro video. We are releasing brand new press plates in the month of December, and we are so excited to share all of these new designs with you. So how about we get right to it? We are releasing our first collection of press plate designs today. These are intended to use with the Spellbinders BetterPress LetterPress System that released earlier this year. Now, before we get into taking a look at all of the new amazing designs of press plates, I wanted to mention that we will be carrying the BetterPress system in our online shop, along with the inks that Spellbinders created for the BetterPress system, and some of their specialty cotton-based papers as well. So you will have a one-stop shop for all of these items, plus our designs. And then in early 2024, we will release our watercolor paper and our liquid watercolor, which also works really lovely with press plates. So something to look forward to in the future. Let's take a look at these three designs. First, we have the medallion border. It's this lovely border press plate, and it has a coordinating die as well for cutting it out. This is our favorite things sentiments. There are 8 different sentiment options to use with the BetterPress system. There is a die for each one as well for added versatility. They also look really lovely, just pressed into your cotton or watercolor paper, even without the die. So definitely some great added versatility there. Now this is a really fantastic background called Ornate Trellis. It's a full A2 sized background. It's a really lovely, it's a geometric design, but it has a little bit of a whimsical or a curvy flair to it. And then there is a coordinating die to cut it out. And the die can also be used on its own to create a really lovely background. So here is a card that I created using the Ornate Trellis product suite and the sentiments. I used Pinkler Studio inks on this card to create the background. That's something that is really exciting that we found out while we were working with or creating our BetterPress samples, is that as long as you don't want to do a a water-based technique like watercolor, you can absolutely use all 72 of our ink colors with your BetterPress system. Now, if you're wanting to do a water-based technique like watercolor, we do suggest that you use either the inks that Spellbinders came out with for the BetterPress, or you can use our Detail Black hybrid ink as well. Now here is another card using the medallion border. I did a fun rainbow gradient with this one. Once again, all in Pink Fresh Studio inks. And then the sentiment was pressed in our Detail Black ink as well. Now here is a look at a few more samples using these lovely sets. So let's move on to a few of the more floral designs that we have created in our first press plate release. We have our beautiful roses, press plate and die. It's just a lovely cluster. It can almost be used as a border, but it also is just a really great focal point. And then we have camellias. This is it's a cluster of florals. It kind of takes on the shape of a corner, so it's really great for framing, one or two corners of your project. And of course, it has a coordinating die. Both of these designs were illustrated by the talented Emily Midget, and we're really excited with how they turned out. Now we also have our fairy tale frame press plate. This is a really lovely frame that has a die that cuts both outside and inside. Something to note about the size of this is it's a little bit larger than an A2 sized card, so it will stick out just a little bit over the edges. Now, if you just do a little bit bigger of an envelope, not a big deal. But if that bothers you or you want to be able to fit it into a more precisely sized envelope, then you can easily just trim away any excess. So let's take a look at some samples. Here I can show you the fairy tale frame, and just to show you how that frame part just sticks out a little bit from the A2 card. It's not a lot by any means. This will still absolutely fit into an envelope. And I just love how the edges of that look on the card. Now, I also created this card featuring the new Beautiful Roses press plate. I did a little bit of watercoloring with our liquid watercolor that are coming out in early 2024. I also have featured the sentiment set on both cards. I think you'll pretty much just see the sentiments from that first set that I showed you. And it's these are really, really fun to watercolor. These images are great for it, especially the flowers. Now let's take a look at a few more samples with these sets. All right, let's take a look at our last four press plate designs. We have got a few shapes that have some similar design style to them. They are floral frames that have a little bit of a folk inspired look to them, but we've got them in different shapes, and of course, each one is totally different from the other. So we have the floral octagon frame. Each of these all have a coordinating die to go with them to make them more versatile. So we have the octagon, we have the floral round shape, and then the floral square frame shape. Lovely folk inspired florals. They're very dainty, so sweet. We think these shaped ones turned out so fun, and I think you're going to love using them with your BetterPress system. And then finally, we have our deco sentiment backdrop. There's a perfect spot here for pressing sentiments right in there. You don't even need to use a die. There is a coordinating die for the element if you would like to use it. Just another piece for some added versatility for this set. And a lot of the sentiments from that favorite things sentiments that I showed you in the first video segment, pardon me, will work perfectly in that little intersection. Now here is a card I created using the octagon, so the floral octagon frame. You'll notice I pressed it as a background first and did a little watercolor wash, and then I pressed it again onto a separate piece of watercolor paper and popped it up, not before I flipped it, so that just a little bit of that design would peek out from underneath, gives it some fun added dimension, lots of fun ways to use these products, and we're so excited to see what you do with them. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few more examples using these sets from our team and welcomed release. We are also releasing 14 colors of our glitter cardstock this month. Each color will be available individually. And then we do have a couple of multi packs or sampler packs, which I'll talk about momentarily. But as you can see, they all come in these fantastic clear envelopes. They are 8.5 and 11-inch in size, and they are 250 GSM, which equates to about 90 pounds. I think if you haven't gotten your hands on any of our glitter cardstock yet, it has a very nice thick feel to it. It also die cuts beautifully, and we think that you are going to just love it. Now let's take a look at all of the colors. I have little sampler sheets here to make it a little bit easier to go through the colors. So we have Glacier, which is our white. We have Ivory, which is really lovely. Blush, Magenta, Ruby, Jade, Ocean Breeze, Aqua, Midnight Navy, Candy Violet, Gold, Champagne, Rose Gold, and Silver. Now, each color is available individually in a pack with 6 sheets per pack. And we are also coming out with 2 multi-packs. We have the color sampler, which offers one of each jade, aqua, ocean breeze, candy violet, ruby, blush, magenta, and midnight navy. It's a good color sampler pack. And then we have a metallics uh, multi-pack. So you'll get gold, champagne, silver, and rose gold, 3 of each color for a total of 12 sheets of glitter cardstock. And these are also available in our December release. As mentioned earlier, we do have a fantastic blog hop happening today in celebration of this new release. There will be a ton of inspiration to see along the hop and also a ton of chances for prizes. So you'll definitely want to check it out, and our blog hop will be linked in the video description below. Now, speaking of prizes, we do have a grand prize giveaway right here on this video. All you have to do to enter for your chance to win the entire release is let us know in the comments below what your favorite press plate designs are. And keep in mind, I didn't say you had to pick just one. Well, that is a look at our December release. We can't wait to hear what you think, and we can't wait to see what you create.